Hi, welcome. Now I'm going to show you how to solve systems of linear equations using inverse of matrices. Okay, I have a see show you. Okay, this is my systems of equations, linear equations. For example, for this equations, three equations I have: 2x plus 4y plus 5z equal to 186, 5x plus 8y plus 5z equal to 292, 21x plus 6y plus 8z equal to 830. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this using matrix method in Excel. Okay, let's go to Excel. Before that, this set of equations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one to a matrix form. Okay, go to Excel. Okay, now you can see the equations, these equations, how I converted that into a matrix form, matrix equivalent in Excel. Okay, you can see the matrix equation of those linear equations is I have a coefficient matrix 2 4 5 8 5 8 5 21 6 8, which is the coefficients of x and y. Okay, then I also take the x1 xyz outside as another matrix which contains only the variables to be found. So obviously when you multiply this matrix with this matrix x and y, you will get left hand side of the equations, this part, okay, in a matrix form, and exactly the other side is equal to constant matrix. Okay, this is what I have. So using Excel matrix functions, I'm going to solve this equation. Okay, how to solve this equation? Actually, you see this coefficient matrix and this variable matrix. If you multiply these two, you will get a constant matrix. Okay, then obviously to find this x1 y, what you need to do is you multiply the coefficient inverse of coefficient matrix to the constant matrix. That will give you x and y, because I am taking this one to the other side. That means it gives the inverse of this coefficient matrix to the other side, and constant matrix multiplication. For example, constant matrix I called it's a or, then this is C, coefficient matrix is C, then x and y is nothing but y is nothing but this matrix equal to inverse of C into or something like this. Find the inverse of C first, then multiplying that one with the or will give you x and y matrix. Okay, how to do how to first find the inverse of this. Okay, I'm going to find inverse of this. Okay, before that I just copy these two. Okay, paste. Okay, x and y equal to inverse of this. I need an inverse of this matrix. So how do I find inverse of this matrix? Which is very simple, that using a inverse function in Excel. Okay, how do we do a inverse function? If you have already watched my video inverse of matrices, you might have known that already how to find a inverse in Excel, but I'll repeat here. You have this is a 3 by 3 matrix, so inverse of this is going to be a 3 by 3 matrix, and we are going to use a inverse function, but that function is going to bring a resultant set of a matrix. So what we need to do is we need to since it is array, we need to also select the output array. So we are not just going to enter one function here, we are going to enter a array function here. Why it is array function? Because the input is a matrix, is a set of values going inside the function also returns back a set of values, which is a inverse of the matrix. So we know that since this is a function, this is the matrix of 3 by 3, the inverse is going to be 3 by 3. So select, I am going to put the inverse here. Okay, for example, I am going to put inverse here. Okay, when I want to go put the inverse here, I must select the 3 by 3 cell here. Then in the first active cell, I am going to use inverse function, which is m inverse, and m inverse function. Okay, what is the m inverse? Once I put a m inverse function, which is a matrix inverse function, what is the input? Input is the array, the argument is the array, which is nothing but the coefficient matrix. I select the coefficient matrix, close the bracket, then wait. You should not just enter here, because it's an inverse function. You must press Ctrl Shift and enter. Ctrl Shift enter. Once you enter here, you get okay. Once you enter here, you get a inverse of this coefficient matrix. Okay, inverse of this coefficient matrix is calculated by m inverse function. Okay, this m inverse function, once you enter, you can see here braces. The function is enclosed by braces, which means you are entering a array function. Okay, you can see here the inverse of coefficient matrix. Now once you got the coefficient matrix inverse, what you need to do is you must multiply that one with the constant matrix. Okay, I put constant matrix here. Okay, multiplication of these into this will give x, y, z. Okay, just put a into sign here so that we will know what we are doing here. I just give a different color so that you will know the inverse of coefficient matrix is something different. Okay, so now what I am going to do, inverse of coefficient matrix and a constant matrix will give the answer of x, y, z. Okay, now I am going to multiply inverse of coefficient matrix and constant matrix. How to do a multiplication? I am going to use mmult, again a matrix multiplication function. Okay, Okay, again you see you have a 3 into 3 matrix here and 3 into 1 matrix here, 3 rows 3 columns and 3 rows 1 column. So the resultant matrix will be 3 into 1. This is 3 by 3, this is 3 by 1. So you will automatically get 3 into 1. The number of columns in first matrix must be equal to number of rows in second matrix, then only you can do a multiplication. Is it correct? Yes. Number of columns is 3 and number of rows is 3, so we can multiply this. So what is the resultant matrix? Resultant matrix will be 3 into 1, which is going to be 3 rows and 1 column. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just this part I just coloring it because you will know clearly what I am doing. Okay, I put a yellow. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this one because again I'm going to do a array function. Array function is going to be a multiple output is going to come. For that I select, I know the resultant output is going to be 3 into 1, so I select the 3 into 1 in the first cell, which is active cell. Go and put equal to formula, which is I'm going to enter array formula. What is the multiplication function? m mult is the multiplication of two matrices. Array 1, what is the array 1? Inverse of coefficient matrix. What is array 2? Which is the constant matrix. Close, and now enter, control shift enter. You see you got 3 values here, multiplication of these two matrices, 34 and 22, which is nothing but the actual x y z needs to be found. X is equal to 30, y is equal to 4 and z is equal to 22. Let's do a small calculation and see whether it is correct. Okay, x is, we use this one, okay, with the x and find it, x y z, find it, it gives 186. Let's do a small calculation. 2 into 30 plus 4 into 4 plus 5 into z, 5 into 22. Yes, 186. See, this is the way you can do, you can solve a set of linear equations. I just used a simple example of 3 equations, only 3 equations, but you can use multiple equations, multiple variables equations need to be found. Okay, you want to check the other things, we can check, we can generalize this one. Instead of 2 you put this coefficient, instead of 4 you put this 5. The cell numbers 186. Yes, similarly we will go to move and see 292 and 830. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so the resultant xyz is nothing but 186, 292 and 830. I hope this video is useful to you and enjoy your maths. Good day. Bye.